Hello everyone, this is Crystal Wildfire Anthony with another episode of Spreading Like Wildfire here on MuscleSportTV. Today I want to talk to you guys a little bit about a question I get quite often, and that's about training. I know that I get a lot of training questions, I get a lot of supplement questions, diet questions, different questions, especially when I'm on my Instagram live weekly. But I get a lot of training questions, training exercise questions, training split questions, when I take rest days, etc., etc. So I'm going to explain a little bit about what I do, my thoughts on what I do, why I do it, and what I think works and what I think doesn't. Now, the first thing to remember is not everything applies to everybody. You have to figure out what works for you. And the thing is, I have found out over the last several, almost 10 years, I have found out what works for me. So what works for me may not work for you. You need to make sure that you keep that in mind. Now, that doesn't mean you can't try some of the things I'm going to tell you about, but if you're noticing you're not making gains, if it doesn't feel right to you, if something feels off, don't do it. Try something different. Do your own research on the internet, talk to people, hire a trainer, hire a coach, whatever you have to do to make the gains that you want in the gym. But for me, I will say that I do not have certain days that I take off of the gym. A lot of people ask me, what rest days do you take? What's your rest day? How many rest days do you take a week, etc., etc. I don't have rest days. Now, does that mean that I don't ever have days off of the gym? No. I just do not have certain days that I rest in the gym. I don't say Saturday's my rest day or Tuesday's my rest day or whatever. I don't have a certain day of the week. I take days off of the gym for two different reasons. One, if my body feels like it needs it. And I don't mean I'm tired and I really just don't feel like going to the gym and I'm just being a lazy slug sitting on my ass at home. I mean, like, I really feel that my body needs a break. You have to make sure that you're in tune with your body enough to be able to do that, to be able to tell the difference between just being wanting to be a lazy ass and actually needing a break from the gym. So I take days off the gym when I need a break from it, when my body's telling me that. Like if I'm getting sick, if I just am feeling wore down, if my body feels like it hurts everywhere, it's time to take a break. Just stay home. That's the day that I take off. The other time that I take off from the gym is when life gets in the way. Because let's face it, 99.9% of us are not professional bodybuilders, that bodybuilding is our full-time job, and that's all you have to do is get up, go to the gym, sleep, eat, get up and go back to the gym, and that's what you do for 90% of your life. So we have life that gets in the way. I have kids. I have 3 grandkids, 3 kids, and so between the 6 of them, they keep me pretty damn busy. I am married, have a husband, I have a full-time job, I have a few other jobs that I do on the side, I have horses that I ride, so I have a lot of hobbies, I have a lot of family, I have a lot of activity going on in my life, and sometimes life just gets in the way, and that's one of the biggest things you need to remember in doing bodybuilding as well, is moderation is the key. I will do another video entirely on that one, but you want to make sure that you are not just eating, sleeping, breathing, and living in the gym. You will miss out on things in life. So if my daughter has something going on at her school that I want to watch, and I can either go to the gym or go watch her at school, I'm going to go watch her at school. And that's not even, it doesn't take more than half a second to decide that and figure that out. And that's the way it should be for you guys. So my rest days in the gym are when my body says, and when life gets in the way. So that's when I take days off the gym. Whether that happens to be twice a week or whether that doesn't happen for 10, 14 days. It is what it is. So my training split as well is very different, very unconventional because I don't have a technical training split. I train off of feel. I try and make sure I hit every body part in a perfect week 3 times a week. At the very least, everything gets hit twice in a week. Now again, that training split works very well for me. I bounce back very well after training. I don't get sore after training like a lot of people do. It's a very weird genetic quirk. I don't build up lactic acid. So I can train more often, I believe, than other people. But I also think most people, 99% of people out there, can hit body parts at least twice a week. It's not overtraining. Overtraining, for the most part, is a myth. Now, can you overtrain? Of course you can. Of course you can train your body into exhaustion. You can train your muscles so much that they're not going to grow, that, bad things are going to happen in your body system, things are going to start breaking down. But to get to that point just from training alone, I guarantee it, I'll write this and sign it in blood, for God's sakes. It's not going to happen from anybody training every body part just twice a week. You are not going to be overtrained just because you do arms twice in a week, legs twice in a week, back twice in a week. It's just not going to happen unless you have some physical job that you're busting your ass 12 hours a day, 7 days a week, and your body's exhausted. Otherwise, again, twice a week, every body part twice a week is what I think is minimum to get good growth. Can you grow off of once a week? Sure, people do it. People do it all the time. Do I think that it's the best way to do it? Hell no. I think that anybody that I have gotten to switch their mindset and to go and do trainings twice a week, body parts twice a week, have all had great success with it. None of them have tore themselves down. None of them have been exhausted. None of them have broken themselves down from overtraining, whatever you want to call it. So I go by feel when I go by my body split. I also always do an upper body of some kind every day that I go into the gym, and I do a leg movement. I don't have a leg day. I spent years doing leg days like most people do. My legs grew a little. They were crappy. They were okay at best. And so at one point in time, I was getting ready for a competition, and I had talked to somebody who actually has passed on now, but he was a friend of Kai Green's. And he mentioned to me and some of my pro friends that were sitting around one day that if you have a lagging body part, the best way to bring up a lagging body part is to work it every day at the end of your workout. If your arms are crappy and are lagging, every day you get done with your workout, you go do one arm movement to failure. Every day at the end of your workout. And that body part will be forced to grow. My legs were not growing no matter what I did, no matter how I split them, what exercises I was doing, no matter how much I pummeled them. I could work out till I puked, whatever it was. They just were not growing the way I wanted them to. So after I had heard that, I thought going into one of my competitions, I would do, instead of having a leg day, I would do one leg movement, usually one quad movement, and either one glute or one hamstring movement at the end of my workouts every day, and get rid of the leg day. And that's what I did for probably 5 or 6 months going into this one competition that I did. And I will be damned if that is still, to this date, the best my legs have ever looked. Is making sure that I did legs every time that I was in a gym. At no point in time were they sore. At no point in time did they feel overtrained. And at no point in time did they shrivel up from being overtrained. So I personally, like I said, do a leg movement every day and at least one upper body. Usually it's 2. So I may go to the gym one day and go, okay, I'm doing chest and shoulders today. And then I'll do some quad movements. The next day I might go, I think I want to do some back and biceps. I may go back in the next day and go, all right, well, I feel like maybe I could do some arms. And my biceps and my triceps both feel okay. So I'll just go ahead and do arms. I go by feel. I go by sometimes how much time I have in the gym. What equipment is available. I work out in a very small gym. So I go a lot by feel as far as my workouts and my exercises. I also don't have set exercises. I don't have set numbers of sets. I don't have set reps, anything like that. I go by feel. Now, is that kind of non-structure right for everybody? Hell no. A lot of people need structure, and that's perfectly fine if you do. I'm just saying that for me, this is what works. I will just work as hard as I can to failure every time I go to the gym for what I feel like needs to be worked on that day. And that has helped me grow much better. Like I said, this is what I did when I was at my best. I have gotten away from that since my back surgery, just for various reasons, mostly just life getting in the way and being lazy at times. In the last probably 6 weeks, 2 months, I have gotten back into that type of training. And the difference in my physique, just in the last 6 weeks of going back to this type of training that I prefer, I have started to grow again very quickly. So, I don't know if that's going to help anybody out there. I don't know if anybody's got balls enough willing to try and do body parts 2 to 3 times a week and your lagging body part every day. So try it. If any of you try it, let me know. Find me either on here, find me on social media. on Instagram, Crystal Wildfyre Anthony, Crystal Anthony on Facebook. Message me, comment on one of my pictures, whatever. I would love to know if anybody tries this and what you guys think of it. Because like I said, I understand it's not going to work for everybody. I understand that going in without a set game plan doesn't work for everybody. Not having certain rest days does not work for everybody. Not having a certain training split. But I will tell you that if you're willing to at least take the leap and get into the mindset of training everything at least twice a week, try that one at least first to start off with. And if you are willing to do that, I guarantee you will see results. So like I said, if any of you try it, let me know. I would love to hear from you. Otherwise, I am going to get out of here and get my ass to the gym so that I can go and put my money where my mouth is and work out. So again, thanks you guys for stopping by here. Crystal Wildfyre Anthony at MuscleSportTV. Keep an eye out for our videos. We have lots of people coming, new videos coming, new content coming out daily. So make sure that you keep an eye on this channel, guys. Thanks for watching.